Alex Miller, when are you actually going to marry me? We've been engaged for 10 years. The alcohol made me brave, and I finally said the words I'd kept in my heart for so long. The private dining room went quiet. Everyone looked at us. Across the table, Alex stopped drinking. He glanced at me, then set his glass down. His mouth was set in a firm, unhappy line. Mia, it's your brother's birthday. Can't you talk about something else? Something else. The words felt like a punch. I stared at Alex for a long time, my eyes starting to sting. I picked up my glass and drank it all at once, trying to hide the tears that were forming. After taking a breath, I managed to smile. All right, I won't talk about it. Not now and not ever again. I knew for a while that Alex didn't really want to marry me. I was just being stubborn, asking him again and again, even buying the wedding rings myself. It was pathetic, but I didn't think he would get so angry. His face suddenly got dark. We've been engaged for 10 years. I'll marry you when the time is right. Why do you have to be so aggressive about it? He looked at me like I was forcing him into something terrible. Why can't you be more like Chloe? She's gentle and understanding. She doesn't bother me every day asking if we're getting married. I just don't want to get married right now, okay? Chloe again. Chloe was a student I had helped with money years ago. She was smart and pretty. The day she got into a top university, she called me. So happy. She didn't have a place to live, and I had a spare room, so I let her stay with me. She was very grateful. She cooked and cleaned, keeping the house neat. I liked teaching her things, and we got along well. But then things started to change. Was it when I came back from a trip, or was it the day she asked me to help her get a job at Alex's company? At first, Alex was not nice to Chloe. Maybe he was mad at me for helping her get the job. He would say to me, "Are you trying to put a spy in my company? What will my other employees think? This is disgusting." His words were mean, and I argued back. Chloe got the job because she was good enough. The interviewer almost didn't hire her because she knew me. What was I supposed to do? Do you think I wanted her to work at your company? She begged me, or I wouldn't have let her go there to be treated badly. That made Alex so mad he couldn't speak. He said he would make sure Chloe had a hard time at work. I told Chloe she could always come work for me instead. That's when Chloe promised me, full of confidence, "Don't worry, Mia, I'll make Mr. Miller regret this." And she did. At the beginning, Alex looked down on her and complained to me about her all the time. Now he can't stop praising her. He says she's thoughtful, capable, gentle, and understanding. But for me, it just hurts. It hurts that I was so wrong about someone. The memories felt like they were choking me, making fun of how devoted I had been. I looked down. "Alex Miller, let's just cancel our engagement." But before I could say it all, the door opened. A young woman in a white dress came in with a cake. She had flour and cream on her sleeves. "Sorry, am I late?" she asked. The moment Alex saw Chloe, he relaxed. A soft look came into his eyes. Then he looked at me with a little sneer, as if to say, "See? This is how gentle and understanding a woman should be." I looked at his face and smiled a sad smile. Chloe came into the room, not noticing the bad feeling in the air. She said happily, "Mia, this cake was so hard to make. I messed it up a few times. It doesn't look perfect, but I made it myself, so you can't complain, birthday boy." As she said this, she winked at my younger brother, Leo, who was sitting next to me. Leo, who had been on his phone the whole time, looked up. He looked a little excited, but tried to act cool. "I don't want it," he said. But then he stood up and took the cake from Chloe. Without thinking, he grabbed the cake I had bought, which was still in its box on the table, and threw it to the side. It was a special cake I had ordered and driven across town to pick up. Now it was just trash. I watched Leo put Chloe's homemade cake in the middle of the table, and I felt a sharp pain in my chest. Chloe told everyone to come over and make a wish. "Come try it. I made it myself." I remembered that earlier when I said it was time to cut my cake. Leo said nothing, and no one else moved. I had to drink to hide how awkward I felt. But now, with just one sentence from Chloe, everyone gathered around, including Alex. Chloe stood right in front of me, blocking my view. She said sweetly but firmly, Hold on, don't touch it yet. I'll cut the cake. She opened the box to show a cake that didn't look very good. She looked a little embarrassed, but Alex quickly said, "You can tell you worked hard on it. It's really well done." Chloe's face lit up. "Really? Thank you, Alex." Then she turned to Leo. "What do you think, Leo?" Leo didn't seem to like that Alex spoke first. He made Chloe wait, and her face started to look sad. Finally, he said, "Looks okay. Thanks for the effort." Just that, and Chloe smiled brightly again. The others started to praise the cake too, all talking at once. I felt like I didn't belong there at all. After 2 more drinks, I got my bag to leave. That's when Leo turned and looked at me. "Sis, it's my birthday. Could you not ruin the mood with that sad face? No wonder Alex doesn't want to marry you. You should work on your attitude. Stop being so bossy. If you were sweet and gentle like Chloe, Alex would have been your husband a long time ago. The people you love always know how to hurt you the most." Alex glanced at me too and added, "She'll never learn. Don't compare her to Chloe." I'd heard them say things like this so many times, but tonight it hurt more. Chloe looked at them and said, "That's enough, both of you. Don't talk to Mia like that." Then she turned to me. "Mia, I'll teach them a lesson for you." She put her finger in the frosting and tried to smear it on Leo and Alex's faces, laughing. Leo fought back, grabbing some cream to start a frosting fight. Alex just looked at her with a soft expression, letting her put cream on his cheek. Chloe then chased Leo, and Alex gently told her, "Be careful, don't trip." Leo ran around the room, teasing Chloe until her face was red. Watching them, I felt completely out of place. I stood up and walked out of the room without looking back. Just as the door closed, I heard Chloe say, laughing and out of breath, Okay, we haven't made a wish yet. Leo, come on, it's time." Then I heard Leo's voice, loud and clear. "My wish is that you'll spend every birthday from now on with me." The door closed with a soft click, shutting me out. I looked up at the dark night sky. The clock on the wall said it was midnight. I remembered a time when Leo's birthday wish was, "I hope my sister will be with me on every birthday. Please don't be so busy with work. I just want you here." Now I was walking alone on an empty street. The cold made my nose tingle, but my heart felt even colder. Our parents died when I was 18. I had to take care of everything for our family. Over the years, I became strong and tough to survive. But it seemed like that was the very reason they didn't like me now. So this family, this brother, and even Alex Miller, I didn't want any of them anymore. I pushed those thoughts away, went home, and slept deeply for the first time in a long time. When I woke up, my mind was clear. My company was expanding to other countries. I decided to move the main part of the business overseas. I had planned to have Leo join the company to learn, but he had said no. I hadn't even had a chance to give him any shares in the company, which now meant I didn't have to take anything back. There were a few projects to finish, which would take about 2 weeks. That was just enough time to sell the things I couldn't move. I sat at my desk and made a list. On the list was the diamond engagement ring Alex gave me 10 years ago and the house I had been living in. I sent the list to my assistant with instructions. He sounded unsure on the phone. "If you have something to say, just say it," I told him. He took a deep breath. "Mia, I've been wanting to tell you for a long time. You should have gotten rid of that clueless fiancé and that ungrateful brother a long time ago. Do you know how big the Hayes family business is now? You've had so many men who wanted to marry you over the years. You could marry a prince. Alex Miller is nothing, and your brother is lazy and spoiled. All he does is spend the money you work so hard to make and cause you stress. That's it. Leave it to me. I'll take care of everything for you, Mia. I promise I'll get it all sorted out." He hung up quickly like he was afraid I would change my mind. Afterward, I just sat there, feeling empty. So everyone else could see it clearly, but I couldn't. Just then, there was a knock on the door. It was Chloe. "Mia, are you awake?" she called from outside. I had forgotten she was still staying here for 2 more weeks. But right now, I didn't want to see her. And I didn't have to be nice anymore. I tidied my desk, closed my laptop, and went to open the door. She was wearing the same dress from last night, but now there was a clear love bite on her neck. She saw me looking and tried to cover it. I had some drinks with Leo last night, she said, blushing. Alex drove us home late. You were already asleep. She was being vague, letting me guess who the mark was from. But I didn't have time for her games. The company needed me. Chloe, pack your things, I said. She looked confused. Pack up? I laughed a cold laugh. You said you were afraid your college roommates would look down on you for being from the countryside, that they would bully you. You said you couldn't afford rent and had nowhere to stay. I felt sorry for you, so I let you live in my house. But now you have a job and a salary. Pack your things and get out. Get out of my house. The words hit her hard. Her eyes filled with tears. Mia, why are you suddenly kicking me out? Did I do something wrong? She asked, her voice breaking. Last night, I was still thinking about your stomach problems. I made porridge for you and set an alarm to wake you up so you could drink it. I didn't even change my clothes. Just then, an angry voice came from behind me. Mia Hayes, what is wrong with you? Leo stormed out of his room and pulled Chloe behind him. You're kicking Chloe out? Are you serious? Chloe, looking flustered, pulled on Leo's sleeve. Leo, don't be like this. Mia is probably just in a bad mood. It's okay. I have some money saved up from work. I'll move out today. She acted so understanding, which only made Leo feel more sorry for her. He gently wiped the tears from her face and said, You spent all your savings to buy me that birthday gift. How can you have money to rent an apartment? I leaned against the door and looked at the expensive watch on Leo's wrist. It must have been the gift from Chloe. No wonder she had asked me for money a while ago and wouldn't say why. I laughed a sharp, angry laugh. Leo looked at me with disgust. What's your problem? Just because Alex said no to you last night, you're taking it out on Chloe? Can't you look at yourself for once? The anger that had been building up inside me finally came out. I slapped Leo hard across the face. You eat my food, wear my clothes, live in my house, and now you dare to talk to me like that? Have I been too good to you, Leo? He was shocked for a few seconds. Then he glared at me, his face full of anger. But he didn't dare to hit me back. I sneered. You care so much about Chloe? Fine, move out with her. And you're an adult now. You don't need your sister anymore, right? I'm cutting off your credit card. I looked at them one last time, then slammed the door. Leo's angry shouts came from the hallway. Mia, what is wrong with you? You think I can't live without you? You're so arrogant. If Mom and Dad hadn't died, I wouldn't want to live with a cold-hearted woman like you. You're always bossing me around, controlling everything. That's all you're good at. No wonder Alex doesn't want you. Come on, Chloe, let's go. Their footsteps faded away. I leaned against the door, listening. I thought I was numb to it, but my heart still hurt. I remembered after our parents died, I had to support the whole family and take care of Leo, who was only 10. I was so busy with work, I barely had time for him. But whenever I came home, he would hug me. He used to feel bad for me for working so late and would stay up to keep me company. He even learned how to cook. I had stomach problems from working too much, and we used to comfort each other. He once promised me, when I grow up, I'll protect you. But the business world made me grow up fast. I became tougher. He grew up too and started having his own ideas. I thought he would understand. I thought he would appreciate what I did for us. I thought family ties were unbreakable. But at some point, Leo started to resent me. He hated the classes I arranged for him, the friends I introduced him to, and every plan I made. Even at his birthday party yesterday, I had invited important people to help him build connections, but he just wanted to party with his friends until they were drunk. I had to apologize for him and swallow my pride just to be there with him. And in the end, even family didn't matter. The only person I could rely on was myself. I should have realized that sooner. Once I calmed down, I focused on my work. There was still so much to do to move the company. I was always busy. One afternoon while I was working, my assistant brought me lunch. He looked worried. Mia, Alex Miller is here. Just then, the office door opened. Alex walked in wearing a black suit, his face angry. He didn't care that my assistant was there or that other employees were walking by. He yelled at me. What did you say to Chloe? She hasn't come to work for 3 days. If you have a problem with me, tell me. Why are you making things hard for a young woman? People walking by the door hurried away. My assistant looked angry and wanted to say something, but I gave him a look to be quiet. I told him to leave. He reluctantly put the lunch on my desk and left, looking back several times before closing the door. Now it was just Alex and me. He loosened his tie, clearly annoyed. Mia, you're almost 30. Why are you acting like a child, competing with a girl who just graduated from college? Just call Chloe and ask her to come back. As for our engagement, I'll schedule the wedding sooner. He turned away as if he couldn't even look at me. I sat back in my chair and looked at him. So that mark on Chloe's neck was from you? I asked slowly. Alex froze. After a moment, he turned back to me, looking calm. Since you already know, there's no point in hiding it. That night, she and Leo drank too much. I told my driver to take them home. Leo fell asleep in the car, and she was a little drunk. I lost control, but it had nothing to do with her. You don't have to worry. You will still be Mrs. Miller. I'll handle things with her. I actually laughed. So this is what cheating looks like before you're even married. It's disgusting. Alex didn't even react, like he was used to this. You don't have to say it like that. Let's be honest. When I wasn't around, didn't you ever see other people? I'll admit I was really into you a few years ago, but maybe that feeling has just faded now. Faded. I remembered how it all started. My company was about to fail. I couldn't sleep for days. I was exhausted. Alex felt sorry for me. He helped me with the business and with my family. The night I finally saved the company, we were so happy we opened a bottle of champagne. One thing led to another, and we slept together. In the middle of the night, he held me and whispered that he would never leave me. That night, I thought I had everything. After that, whenever I was worried or stressed, I would go to him. I depended on him more and more. But slowly, he lost interest and started to avoid me. I took a deep breath. You're right, I've lost interest too, Alex Miller. I've been meaning to tell you, let's cancel the engagement. I won't chase you anymore. Be with whoever you want. We're done. Alex froze. He stared at me, not believing what he heard. After a moment, his eyes narrowed. Trying to play hard to get won't work on me. If you're doing this to make me want you more, it won't work. All you'll get is the official cancellation of our engagement. Then cancel it, I said, not caring at all. His face got dark, the office was quiet and tense. He stared at me, his eyes full of anger. I calmly opened the lunchbox and started eating my favorite fish dish, not looking at him. After a while, Alex let out an angry breath. 10 years, Mia. Don't regret this. Then he turned and stormed out. I didn't care, I just kept eating. I hadn't even finished lunch when the phone rang. It was Mr. Chen from the family estate. His voice was panicked. Miss Mia, you need to come right away. Master Leo is going to destroy the house. I drove there immediately. Mr. Chen explained that Leo had brought Chloe to the estate a few days ago without telling anyone. He had secretly sold many of the family's old things. Worse, the two of them had been acting inappropriately, not caring where they were or who might see them. And today, it had happened in the ancestral hall. If Mr. Chen hadn't decided to stop by to pay respects to my parents, he wouldn't have known. My car stopped in front of the estate. I went straight to the ancestral hall. I could hear Leo and Mr. Chen arguing. Leo was furious. You old man, this is the Hayes family estate. My estate. Who do you think you are, calling my sister? Mr. Chen, out of breath and shaking with anger, replied, How dare you, Leo? You've gone too far bringing a girl like that into the ancestral hall, fooling around in front of your parents' memorial tablets. You've shamed the entire Hayes family. I didn't do anything, Leo shouted. Look, we're fully dressed, aren't we? And if my sister shows up and you say one wrong thing... His voice stopped when I walked in. The room wasn't damaged, but the red faces of Leo and Chloe told me everything. Chloe stood there looking weak and innocent. I felt a cold anger and a deep sadness. Leo, I said quietly, do you even know what you're doing? This estate had been sold once to save the company. When things got better, I bought it back. But neither Leo nor I ever lived here. I was afraid our parents would be disappointed in me, that our ancestors would curse me. I couldn't even sleep well here because a respectable family would never sell their ancestral home. But I had no choice. It was better to risk everything than to do nothing and lose it all. Still, I felt guilty. I asked Mr. Chen to look after the place and talk to Mom and Dad for me sometimes. I spent years finding and buying back every piece of furniture that had been sold, restoring the estate to how it was. Even now, as I was getting ready to move the company, I never thought about touching the estate again. And what had Leo done? Selling the family heirlooms was one thing. I could buy them back. But to be intimate with Chloe in the ancestral hall, a place of grief and respect, right in front of Mom and Dad? I knew Leo had changed. I knew he had become selfish and reckless, but I never thought he could be this disgraceful, this shameless. Leo looked panicked. Sis, it's not what it looks like. Chloe suddenly stepped in front of him. Mia, it was my fault. Don't blame Leo, please. But Leo pulled her back. Stop it. Don't make it worse. My sister is really mad this time. Chloe's eyes filled with tears. It's all my fault. If it weren't for me, this wouldn't have happened. What should we do now? The two of them were acting again, and I could only laugh. Mr. Chen, I said flatly, call the police. Let them explain everything at the station. The moment Leo heard the word police, he exploded. Mia, you're really going to call the cops over something like this? If this gets out, how can I show my face in public? I know I shouldn't have done that with Chloe in here, he went on, his voice getting louder. But come on, they're just memorial tablets. They're not even alive. You're really going to call the cops over that? Just memorial tablets? I stepped forward. Maybe it was the coldness in my voice or the look on my face, but Leo backed away, looking unsure. I walked past him and gently touched our parents' name plaques. My voice was quiet and full of pain. Do you remember, Leo? After Mom and Dad died, you missed them so much you would come here at night and curl up on the floor. I couldn't find you, and then I saw you asleep, hugging Mom's memorial tablet. Your eyes were swollen from crying. I told you to go back to your room, but you wouldn't. In the end, I had to set up a small bed here and sleep next to you. I asked if you were scared. You said no. You said, this is my family, it's Mom and Dad. I turned to look at him. Leo pressed his lips together. Something changed in his eyes. His eyelashes trembled and his eyes turned red. Leo, I said softly, you didn't used to be like this. This is Mom and Dad, I said, and with a thud, Leo fell to his knees. His voice was cracked with guilt. I'm sorry, Mia. I wasn't thinking. I shook my head. That apology isn't for me. You owe it to Mom and Dad. But they won't forgive you, and they can't anymore. He looked up at me, his eyes full of regret. I couldn't tell if he was being real or just acting. I was too focused on work, too busy for you. I failed as your sister. From now on, you and I are done. Don't ever tell people you're my brother. I'm done with the shame. Just then, the police arrived. Leo panicked. Mia, what are you saying? You're cutting me off? You froze my card and I let that go. But what do you mean we have nothing to do with each other? We're siblings. We have the same parents. How can we not be connected? I won't accept this. I won't. One of the officers looked at me with surprise. Miss Hayes, based on our investigation, Mr. Hayes and Miss Chloe sold items from your estate without your permission. The total value is over several million. We have evidence and witnesses. We'll take it from here. Another officer nodded. We'll handle it according to the law. As they moved to take them away, Chloe broke down. Leo fought, refusing to go. What law says I can't sell my own family's things? Mia, say something. Say something. I watched them both being led away. It didn't make me feel any better. Afterward, I stayed and cleaned the entire ancestral hall. When I was done, I knelt and bowed deeply. Mom, Dad, please don't blame me. Then I told Mr. Chen to lock up the estate. No one was allowed inside again, not even me. By the time everything was done, it was dark. The police called me to sign the paperwork for the charges against Leo and Chloe. I drove back to the station. Leo still looked angry, but Chloe was clearly scared. She kept asking the officers to let her make a phone call. I knew she wanted to call Alex. The police ignored her, so I walked over and gave her my phone. She took it and went to a corner to make the call. Watching her, I couldn't help but laugh. She really thought it was that easy to marry into a rich family. Then I turned to Leo, who had been talking nonstop. When he saw me, he stopped. His voice got quiet. "Sis, I'm begging you. I know I messed up." I cut him off. "Are you and Chloe together now?" Leo, realizing he needed my help, quickly changed his tone. "Not officially. She hasn't said yes yet." "Then do you know where that mark on her neck came from the night of your birthday?" I asked. Leo's face got tense. "That night, she helped me back to my room. I couldn't help it. I kissed her." "So what? Why are you so against Chloe anyway?" At his words, it all made sense. I gave him a cold smile. "Funny, Alex told me the same thing today. Except he said it happened in the car while you were asleep." "So, who do you think Chloe was so desperate to call just now?" Leo's face went pale. What are you saying?" I didn't answer. I took my phone back and left. It wasn't a surprise that Alex would use his influence to get both of them out. I was too busy getting ready to move to waste time on them, but that didn't mean I wouldn't leave them with a problem to solve. Sure enough, on the third day, the police called. Someone had paid back the full amount for the stolen items. They asked if I still wanted to press charges. "Let it go," I said. "Thank you for your help." And that was the day I publicly announced that Leo was no longer part of the Hayes family. The news was all over the internet. He had always been arrogant and made enemies. In the past, people were nice to him because of me and Alex. But now, that was all gone. My assistant told me Leo came to the company to see me but was thrown out by security. He kept coming back for days. When he couldn't find me at the office, he waited outside my house, but he didn't know the house was already being sold. That afternoon, my assistant asked if I wanted to go to an auction. The engagement ring Alex had given me was one of the items for sale. Back then, he had used all his savings to buy it. It was a classic, timeless ring that was still valuable. The auction house had asked me to be there. I thought about it and decided to go. I didn't expect Alex and Chloe to be there too. She was wearing a nice dress and holding Alex's arm. We met at the entrance. Everyone in our social circle knew Alex and I had been engaged. Now, the fiancé was meeting the other woman. Of course, they all stopped to watch. Chloe froze when she saw me and pulled her hand away from Alex's arm. Alex frowned and held her hand tighter. "Alex," she whispered. He looked down at her. "You're my date tonight." Chloe blinked innocently and nodded, her face turning red. People were waiting to see what I would do. I barely looked at them and walked right past. They went in before me. Behind me, I heard Chloe's worried voice. "Mia, this is all a misunderstanding, isn't it?" Alex snorted. "What does it matter?" "Maybe I should leave," Chloe said quietly. "Leave and go where?" Alex snapped. "You think it's safe with that crazy Leo still looking for you?" After that, I couldn't hear what they were saying. I lowered my head and texted my assistant. My seat was right next to Alex's. All night, he kept looking at me. He would lean close to Chloe, whisper to her, touch her hair, and rest his arm behind her chair. He was clearly trying to make me jealous. But I wasn't watching them. I was focused on the stage, on the jewelry being sold. "Alex, that bracelet is so beautiful," Chloe said, her eyes shining. "If you like it," he smiled, "I'll buy it for you." A grand gesture for a pretty face. The cameras flashed like crazy. Dozens of photographers took pictures of them, and since I was sitting next to them, I was in the pictures too. I was thinking about asking for a different seat when the ring came on stage. The host introduced it slowly and confidently. Alex's face darkened. He stared at the small diamond ring on the velvet tray. Of course he recognized it. He had spent all his money to buy it for me. And when the host said that I was the one selling it, his face turned completely black. He turned to me sharply. "Mia, what game are you playing?" His eyes flickered as if he had just realized something. He laughed a bitter laugh. "Putting on a show for me?" What's the point? You think this is smart? I haven't even dealt with you for accusing Chloe, and now you're here causing more trouble. Can't you just stop? His face was a mix of anger about the ring and anger at what he thought I was trying to do. But the truth was, I had never played games with Alex. Not once. When my parents died in a car accident and the Hayes family was about to lose everything, it was Alex, who I had grown up with, who stepped up. His family was against it, but he insisted on getting engaged to me, using a marriage alliance to save my family's business. Back then, at Leo's birthday dinner, he had taken my hand and announced our engagement, shocking everyone. Even after his family yelled at him that night, he comforted me, saying it didn't matter, that it didn't hurt. His eyes then were like bright stars, showing me the way forward. But now, that star was so dim I couldn't see any light at all. Say that again! Alex's voice suddenly got loud, making the people around us look. I turned my head slightly, already annoyed. All I did was sell the ring. What's the big deal? Are you embarrassed? Alex was speechless, pointing at the ring on stage. That's the engagement ring I gave you. I rolled my eyes. So what? I can't sell it? Mia, you... I stood up, cutting him off. I couldn't waste any more time arguing with him. Alex quickly stood up too and signaled to a staff member. He was going to bid on the ring no matter what. Then he rushed out after me. I was wearing heels, so I couldn't walk very fast. He caught up to me and grabbed my arm. There are reporters everywhere tonight, he hissed, and you're publicly auctioning our engagement ring? Don't you have any shame? I was too tired to argue. My heart just felt heavy. Alex, let me say it one last time. Our engagement is over. I don't want to marry you. He stared at me, not believing me. Say that again. I could say it 1,000 times and it would still be true. I, Mia Hayes, don't want to marry you. Just then, Chloe came rushing out. Alex! I looked at her. Your date is calling you. Let go. Alex froze, shocked. Then he slowly let go of my arm. Chloe immediately held onto his arm. I turned and walked away. Alex, I'm sorry, she whispered, her voice shaking. It's my fault you and Mia are fighting. This has nothing to do with you, he replied coldly, his eyes still on my back. I walked faster. I had a feeling the real trouble was about to start, and I was right. Just as I was about to get in my car, I saw someone charge out of the crowd. Chloe, what the hell is going on between you and Alex? Leo's eyes were blazing with anger as he glared at them, his fists clenched. I treated you like my brother-in-law, he yelled at Alex. And you betrayed my sister. You went behind my back for her. The noise attracted the other guests and reporters. They started to rush out of the building. Alex immediately let go of Chloe's arm as if it were on fire. Leo, what nonsense are you talking about? But Leo had lost control. He lunged at Alex, and the two of them started fighting right in front of the cameras. As my car drove away, the scene disappeared in the rearview mirror. I couldn't see them anymore, but I knew what would happen. Just as I expected, the next morning, the news was everywhere. 2 men brawl over 1 woman, Leo Hayes and Alex Miller, in public fistfight. It was a huge scandal. It affected the Miller family's stock, and Chloe was fired from the Miller Group. Many people felt sorry for me for ever being engaged to a man like Alex. But by then, I was already getting ready to leave the country. My assistant stayed behind to deal with the mess. I had to go first to set up the company, stabilize the business, and expand into the new market. I didn't expect Chloe to show up in front of my car on the way to the airport. She dropped to her knees right in front of the car with a loud thud. Mia, I know I was wrong, she cried. Please, I want to go overseas with you. Before I could say anything, the driver rolled down his window and cursed, Get out of here! You only show up now because Leo is broke and you can't get to Alex anymore. Now you suddenly remember our boss. Chloe crawled closer on her knees, reaching the car door and pounding on it, tears streaming down her face. I'm sorry, Mia. I lost my mind. Please, just give me one more chance. I slowly lowered the window and asked the question that had been on my mind for a long time. Was I not good enough to you? Her crying stopped for a second. Why? I asked quietly. Why did you put your future in the hands of 2 men like them? Leo is all talk and no action, just a spoiled brat who only knows how to party. Alex may come from a good family. He's smart and sophisticated, but when my family was at its lowest, his family wanted nothing to do with me. Do you really think they'll ever let you in? That you'll ever succeed? Chloe stared at me, speechless. Slowly, her face crumpled with guilt and shame. I was wrong, Mia, she whispered. I thought they genuinely cared about me. Chloe sobbed, her voice shaking. Now Leo hates me so much, he looks like he wants to kill me. He thinks I stole Alex from you, that it's my fault you two grew apart, that I caused you to kick him out of the house. He swore he'd never forgive me. The Miller family called me in too. They told me if I ever got close to Alex again, they would seriously come after me. Mia, didn't you once say you'd always protect me? I'm begging you, take me with you. Let me go abroad with you. She was crying so hard her face was a mess, but I felt nothing, not even a little sympathy. Chloe, I said coldly, everyone has to face the consequences of their actions. You wanted everything, status, security, love, but when it all fell apart, now you want to come back to me? I laughed. You should be grateful I didn't completely ruin you. If I had, you wouldn't even need Leo or the Miller family to finish you off. Chloe's face went pale. Get lost, I snapped, unless you want me to throw you off this road myself. She trembled as she stepped back, eventually falling to the ground. There wasn't even guilt in her eyes, only fear. Maybe she never really believed she had done anything wrong in the first place. It was pathetic. That short meeting didn't bother me at all. I got to the airport and got on my flight. My head was full of plans for expanding my business overseas. I had already deleted all my old contacts. I didn't care who tried to call me. No one could. A week later, my assistant called with an update. Soon, the conversation turned to Alex and Leo. He told me that Leo had been waiting at the house for me. When the new owner of the house arrived, Leo saw them go in and thought they were with me, so he snuck in behind them. Leo had no money left. A few times, he ran into rich kids he had once made mad and got beaten up badly. Still, he waited at the house, hoping I would show up and save him. The new owner eventually saw him and asked what he was doing there. Leo, full of pride, said, "Where's my sister? Call her back for me. I'm still her brother. Mom and Dad told her to take care of me before they died. She can't treat me like this." Tears filled his eyes as he kept yelling, "I get it now, okay? I've learned my lesson. Haven't I suffered enough? You really want me to die out here? Just call her. I miss her, all right." The new owner looked at him like he was crazy. Someone nearby explained who Leo was, and the man finally understood. His face turned bored and impatient. "Let me be clear," the owner said. "She sold this place to me. You want to talk to her, go find her somewhere else. Don't hang around here being an eyesore." Leo froze. "Sold it? What do you mean she sold it?" The man nodded and showed him the deed. "Completely legal. No fakes here." Leo's face turned red. He grabbed the document. "No, no way. This can't be real." He tried to rip it in half, but the owner snatched it back. He called for security, and they threw Leo out. He hit the ground hard, every part of him aching. He stared at the closed door, not believing what had happened. "It has to be fake. This is just another one of Mia's lessons. She wouldn't really abandon me. She wouldn't." Still in denial, he ran to the company building, but by then, the offices were empty. Only a few employees were left, including my assistant. Leo grabbed him. "Where's my sister? Where's our company?" The assistant, who was tired of him, pushed him off and brushed his hands off. "Your sister's gone. She moved abroad. Your sister doesn't want you anymore," the assistant said flatly. "You've spent your days doing nothing but partying and wasting time. You didn't even know she moved the company overseas. It serves you right. She was running a whole business and still had to take care of you like a child. And how did you repay her? By being an ungrateful leech." Leo's face twisted, his pride hurt. He tried to defend himself. "No, that's not true. My sister didn't abandon me." The assistant scoffed. "You're not ungrateful? Then where were you when Alex humiliated her? You stood up for him. You sided with him. You're not ungrateful? Then why were you with Chloe, sneaking around with her in the family's sacred shrine, saying those shameless things? You're not just ungrateful, you're disgusting. He rolled his eyes and walked away, leaving Leo frozen, whispering to himself over and over, I'm not. Suddenly, Leo turned and ran towards the old estate. He didn't get there until it was dark, but this time, Mr. Chen wasn't there waiting at the gate. There was just a heavy, cold chain around the door. A lock shone in the moonlight, and yellow police tape surrounded the area. Leo tried to push through, and an alarm went off. Several security guards ran out to stop him. "This is my house," he shouted. "Don't touch me. This is my home." The guards didn't believe him. "Really? Funny, I've been the one guarding it." They grabbed him and threw him out. "Get out! Scram! Who let some random dog in here? You show up again and we'll break your legs." Leo landed hard on the ground, pain shooting through his body. He sat there in a daze, staring at the locked gates. In a voice that was barely a whisper, he muttered, "It has to be fake. This is just her way of teaching me a lesson. She wouldn't really abandon me. She wouldn't." But even he didn't believe it anymore. Still refusing to accept it, he collapsed near the sidewalk. His mind kept going back to the same thought. She left me. She really left me. "Why?" he murmured. "Sis, I didn't mean to go against you. I just wanted you to pay more attention to me. I just wanted you to stop working so much and be with me more. But the more I asked, the less time you had. You only gave me money. You planned my whole life without asking me what I wanted. So I pushed back a little. I didn't think it would lead to all this." He started to cry, curling into a ball, shame and regret washing over him. "I was wrong. I really was. Please don't leave me. I'll be good. I'll listen. Come back, okay, sis, please." Somewhere far away, I heard my assistant ask carefully, "Mia, hearing all this, do you regret it?" I breathed out slowly and shook my head. No, not at all. I remembered how it started. Leo's resentment towards me began when he was a teenager. He became rebellious just when the company was at its weakest. I didn't have time to guide him, but I thought we had gotten through the hardest part together. He had seen me at my worst. I believed he understood. I kept telling myself that once he grew up, he would understand. But money changes people, and when we went abroad, he became even more reckless. He lost himself. I also remembered when he came back from overseas. He and Chloe were the same age, and she always looked at him with admiration. At the time, I even thought they might be a good match. I believed I hadn't misjudged either of them. But when I asked Chloe about it, she said she only saw Leo as a brother. Leo also said they were just friends, so I let it go. How could I have known it would turn into this? People are truly unpredictable. Just then, my assistant's voice became excited. "Oh, and you'll love this. Chloe has been blacklisted by the entire Miller family. After you left, she still tried to see Alex, but the Millers blocked her completely. Banned from the whole industry. She's finished." He paused as if remembering something. "And Alex, he came by the company several times looking for you. He showed up the night you flew out. He was holding that ring. He said he'd been thinking and still wanted to marry you. He actually believed you were just throwing a tantrum." When my assistant told him I had gone abroad, Alex's face went pale. "She left the country?" he repeated. "Why didn't anyone tell me?" My assistant had calmly replied, "She made the decision 2 weeks ago." That was the night of Leo's birthday. All the signs Alex had ignored started to come together in his mind. That night, had I already decided to leave? Alex's breathing became heavy. He clenched the engagement ring in his hand, then turned and rushed to find me. But the house was empty. The old estate was locked up. Panic started to build in his chest. He wandered the streets looking for me, calling my number over and over, only to hear the same robotic message every time. "The number you have dialed is no longer in service." Alex eventually fell to his knees on the sidewalk. The ring slipped from his hand and rolled into a storm drain. He crawled towards it, trying to reach it, but it was gone. 10 years, he muttered. "You're so cruel. 10 years of love, and you just walked away like it meant nothing." Nothing ever happened with Sarah. I didn't do anything. She was the one who chased me. I've always loved you. He pushed himself up, still holding the air where the ring had been. Then, suddenly, he laughed. 10 years. I don't believe it. I don't believe you've really let go. From that day on, Alex searched for me every day. He found my company's overseas address. He said he was going to find me. At this point in the story, my assistant warned me, Mia, I checked this morning. Alex went to the airport. You should be careful. I wasn't worried. He won't get on that plane. Long before I left, I had already told the Miller family. They would never let Alex follow me, not after the public scandal, not when there was still a family name to protect. Just as I expected, the Miller family dragged him back. And then they immediately arranged a marriage for him. Alex refused. I already have a fiancé. I won't accept this. What he got in return was a slap across the face from his mother. 10 years ago, she scolded, you announced your engagement to that Hayes girl without our permission. You embarrassed this family. The only reason it didn't ruin us was because Mia held her own. She rebuilt the Hayes name. If it weren't for her, this marriage would have been a joke. But you dragged it out for 10 years, never marrying her. What were you thinking? You fool around, fine. But now you've dragged this scandal into the media. You were caught fighting your future brother-in-law over a woman. Have you no shame? Here's how it's going to be, Alex. Either you get married properly or you get out of this family. But Alex looked empty, like something inside him had died. I want to marry Mia. I've loved her since we were kids. I fought to be with her, but I lost my way. I shouldn't have treated her like that. I need to find her. I will find her. His mother stared at him with disappointment. You won't. Mia might look soft, but that girl has a heart of steel. Once she makes up her mind, nothing can change it. She gave up on her own brother. You think she'll take you back? Alex shut himself in his room, obsessing over everything that reminded him of me. He replayed every memory like a movie. In the end, he got very sick. I didn't hear about it until 3 months later when his mother called me. Mia, she said, crying, please just come see him, even just once for old time's sake. I listened quietly until she finished, then I answered, I'm not a doctor, and I hung up. Because yes, I did feel sorry for Alex. But whoever felt sorry for me? When I was 18, I worked until I was exhausted. I gave everything I had, also I could one day hold my head high and marry him without shame. So I could make sure Leo had more choices, more resources, a better future. But none of them were worth it. From now on, I only love myself.